Okay, that's the first one, right? Okay.
Okay. What are some things that you don't like about Malaysia?
Well, I can say something about
Well, that's a pretty hard question to answer.
So today I'm asking Malaysian girls, would you ever date a Western guy? So would you date a Western guy?
Uh,
There are two interview topics I've really been wanting to get up on the channel. The first one is, what do Malaysians hate about Malaysia? So asking Malaysians, what do they dislike about Malaysia? And then another one is, do Malaysian girls want to date Western guys? And I don't have enough clips of either one to make a full video. And so I decided I'm going to combine them into this video. So I'm going to show you clips from both. Very difficult topics to get people to get on camera and talk about. You know, Malaysians don't want to disrespect their country. They don't want to talk negatively about the country, especially on camera. And then approaching Malaysian girls randomly on the street to ask them if they, you know, how they feel about dating Western guys. It's also a little bit touchy in a conservative, fairly conservative environment. So first, I'm going to show you, what do Malaysians hate about Malaysia?
Okay, that's the first one, right? Okay.
Hey man, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Where are you from?
I'm from here.
From here.
Yeah.
Are you from KL?
From Perlis.
Perlis.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm asking locals, asking Malaysians, what are some things that you don't like about Malaysia?
Well, I can say something about public transport. Sometimes all these like frequent train breakdowns, bus breakdown, and then most of these breakdowns happen during like morning rush hour and also evening rush hour.
Okay.
So it really affect people, going to work and coming back home after work. So yeah, so that one is something that can be improved. Yeah, but other than that, it should, yeah.
Has this been happening for a long time, like as long as you can remember?
It seems that nowadays it happens almost every day. Yeah, so that can be like really annoying sometimes. Yeah, so for now that's pretty much it. The rest, like I love like 99% of Malaysia, I love, yeah, but only for that one, yeah.
That's not bad. If that's the only thing, then they're doing pretty well. But they do need to get it. They need to check out the trains then, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, there's always a room for improvement. I think like Rapid Care is doing like a really really good job, but like okay, but there's always like something that can improve on. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, and here's the second one for, what do Malaysians hate about Malaysia? What's up, bro? How are you?
Hi. Fine, thank you. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm based in Ampang, KL. I've been in KL since I was born.
Well, I want to know, what do Malaysians dislike about Malaysia? So tell me some things maybe you dislike about Malaysia.
Okay, so well, that's a pretty hard question to answer because Malaysians, in general, very nice people. We are very nice to each other. But what I can say is Malaysians, people here are very shy, and we are a bit afraid to be approached by people. So when that happens, it closes any opportunities to grow or like to make business together and stuff like that.
So you think Malaysians, they keep to themselves too much? They stay to themselves?
Yes, because they are afraid of people. Because nowadays there are a lot of scams happening. So, yeah.
Is that why Malaysians are so afraid to talk on the camera? Or is that why you think Malaysians never want to do interviews? Just because they're shy?
They are very, very, very insecure.
Insecure?
Yes, includes myself.
Is it about the English, like speaking English, or is it more about appearance? What do you think?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Yes.
Anything else that you dislike about the country at all? Maybe not the people, but can be anything.
All right. So honestly, Malaysia has been growing rapidly, very, very, very rapidly in the past few years. We have changed president. We have changed prime minister for 3 times in 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. You guys correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below. The government here is doing pretty well, despite the regular changing of governments. which I myself am very surprised that they are able to do that.
You think they're doing better now?
I am very, very surprised that they are rapidly doing much better and better day by day.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because with the changing of governments, usually it takes time for them to re-implement new processes and things like that. But apparently, so I think they have learned from the last downfall of the BN government, and so now when they rose up under our Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, Mr. Anwar Ibrahim, if you hear me out, Zaim Zafran here, call me out. So you're doing good.
Last thing I want to ask, what do you think about all of the foreigners in Malaysia? Do you think it's a problem? Or do you welcome the foreigners here? Everything from migrant workers to tourists. How do you feel about the situation with foreigners here?
I would love Malaysia to have people from all over the world because number one is it will contribute to our GDPA. They are also all like us. They are trying to earn a living. Why we stop them from earning a living just like us? They also need money. What they need to take care of is personal hygiene and also respect the culture here. There's a rule in Malaysia that they just implement is that you don't touch on 3R. 3R consists of race, religion, and I'm sorry I forgot. You gotta Google it up. Just respect the culture here. That's all, and you'll be fine.
Thank you so much, man.
You're most welcome.
I am currently in Thailand, in Bangkok, and that's why we have a little bit different scenery today. And that's why I'm also uploading some clips that I've already gotten in Kuala Lumpur. I'm going to do some street interviews out here as well, but it's more difficult. You know, I can only interview foreigners basically because of the language barrier. But I'm going to try and get one good street interview here in Bangkok as well while I'm here. I know a lot of you love to travel to Thailand. One thing you need if you're coming here is an eSIM. Now, today's sponsor is Saily, and it's a fantastic eSIM. Very affordable, extremely easy to set up. You literally download the Saily app, go and select which country you're visiting, and activate the eSIM. I think it took me less than 3 minutes to do. I cannot imagine getting to an airport and actually lining up to get a local SIM card. Now I just open up the Saily app and I activate the plan that I want for whatever country I'm visiting. And as soon as I land, I immediately have data.
Dude, shut up! That is awesome sauce!
Support the channel by using the link in the description to download the Saily app today. There's also no risk. There is a money-back guarantee. If your phone doesn't support the eSIM, no problem. You'll get your money back. It works in over 200 countries, so pretty much anywhere you're traveling to, you can use the Saily eSIM. You'll get 15% off of any plan for using my link down in the description below. The truth is, most Malaysians don't have many negative things to say about their country. It's pretty interesting because if you were to ask the average American things that they hate about America or dislike about America, they would probably have a list to give you. Even if we're proud of our country, even if we like living there, I think there are a lot of things we could quickly tell that are negatives to being there or negatives about America. And I find it's a lot harder for a Malaysian person to do that. I think there's a lot more pride in general about their country, and something's there culturally where you wouldn't get that, I think, anywhere in the West. I think if you did interviews like this in the UK, in Australia, they could quickly tear apart their country if they wanted to in an interview. Again, even if they love it, somebody could absolutely love Australia. But if you ask them some things they dislike about it, they will probably have a quick list of things. Same with Americans. And I found when I asked this kind of question to my friends in Malaysia, they also don't have too many negative things to say. Now, of course, if you're out, you get a couple Malaysians on a little bit of alcohol, they're willing to tell you a little bit more. They're at least willing to not worry too much about saying something negative, being a little, insensitive, but they're a little more honest. But overall, they don't have much negative to say. And so it's very interesting. It's definitely a cultural thing, and it's definitely a pride thing for the country, just compared to the Western world at this point. Now we're going to switch it up a bit, and we're going to interview a Malaysian girl asking what she thinks about dating Western guys. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Malaysia.
Nice. What part of Malaysia?
I'm from the city center, KL. Yeah,
Okay.
I grew up here.
Oh, okay.
And yeah.
So today I'm asking Malaysian girls, would you ever date a Western guy? So would you date a Western guy?
Uh, I would consider it. Just depends on the personality wise. Yeah, if they're treating me nice and like the way I want it, then yeah, why not? You know, because I'm okay with anyone, honestly. Yeah.
You don't think too much about like race or anything like
No, I generally don't think about race and stuff because like, I mean, it's good to explore and stuff like different cultures and stuff. But it's more like Western people that really like to explore about our culture as well. Yeah, I don't mind anything. Yeah.
this? Is there anything you would be worried about dating a Western guy versus say a Malaysian guy?
Being an Asian, our parents are very traditional and like they're religious as well. So it's a culture shock for Western guys. Yeah, so it depends on them if they can compromise with us because we have really strict Asian parents. Yeah.
Would it be an issue, do you think, for your parents if you have you ever dated with a Western guy before?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did in my past. And it's hard to say because his parents are religious as well. And my parents not that much, but being as Asian parents, like they really look into like your religion, you know? That's for my parents. Yeah, something like that.
It's
And
very common across Asia and Malaysia for sure, right?
yeah, obviously. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
it is.
Cool. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So my thoughts about this would be it depends a lot which type of Malaysian we're talking about, right? Are we talking about Malaysian Indian, Malaysian Chinese, or Malay? I think if you are talking about a Malay, it's very unlikely that they are going to date a Western guy in general. It's not out of the question, but it's more unlikely, you know. Of course, if this is a Western guy who's really planted in Malaysia, speaks the language, and is planning on converting to Islam, then sure, I think he's got a great chance. I think he has a amazing chance then. But otherwise, I think not. Now, if we're talking about Chinese, we're talking about Indian ethnicity, then yeah, I think that in general, a lot of them are quite open to dating Westerners. I mean, in my experience, they're very open. You know, maybe this is, you know, going out to clubs, bars, but even friends of friends, getting introduced to people through friends, you know, initially just meeting somebody on first impression, it feels like they're very open-minded. You know, I never felt any sort of, not even discrimination, but like from women, I never felt like, oh wow, this girl doesn't really want to date me or talk to me because I'm like a white guy, I'm a foreigner or whatever. So in my experience, they're quite open-minded. Yeah, unless it's a religious thing, then of course there's that barrier. Otherwise, I think that Malaysian women, girls, are very open-minded toward dating foreigners. If you're respectful, if you align with their values in general, or they just find you interesting, or a mix of those things, then yeah, I don't think that they're going to really think about you being a foreigner. You know, this topic is specifically about dating Westerners, so I do think it would differ quite a bit if you ask about dating different types of foreigners. You know, maybe foreigners from Africa, foreigners from countries where Malaysians may tend to have some, I don't know, underlying racism, or, you know, their parents might think something differently about it versus bringing home a guy from America or from the UK. So I think there's that. But I think in terms of, Westerners, I think, Malaysian girls are very open-minded. And I have a feeling, I mean, come on, folks. When I ask Malaysian men if they're open to dating Western women, foreign women, Western women, I think that most all of them will say yes, very much so, you know. Other than those very strict religious men as well, who would be quite strict in choosing their partner religiously. I think otherwise, you know, just from having a lot of male Malaysian friends, I know that they especially love white women with blonde hair, blue eyes. You know, exactly what you hear is exactly the truth and is exactly the answer I get from a lot of my Malaysian male friends. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and drop a thumbs up on the video. And next, you can watch my video where I interview foreigners asking if they experience culture shock in Malaysia. You can watch that right here.